Shamanism is probably the theory, experimental and experience-based theory in the field of health, healing, and spirituality, accompanying humanity since the most distant prehistory. Shamanism has given rise to all religions, to all medicines, and it has been one of the keys to human survival and to our life and our quality of life. Everything related to us being here and being happy as much as we can depends on it. The quality of life originally depends on the interventions of shamans. It appears in the most remote prehistory, and it provides an answer to a human need to interpret the invisible, the magical, the unexplainable. From the beginning, societies endowed themselves with people who were capable of connecting earthly interests, the feelings, the living of humans with the needs for connection with the sky, with the divinity. Shamanism connects the sky and the earth. We continue doing that. Shamans dedicate ourselves when we perform our tasks to ensuring the health, quality of life, and well-being of the people we attend to. The idea of a shaman attending to a tribe, well, that has to do with the origin of shamanism. It has developed in all cultures on the planet, in all of them. There have been priests, there have been doctors, there have been healers, there have been herbalists, there have been folk healers, there have been in all, there have been and there are in different forms and adapting to each culture and each historical moment. The origin of shamanism is probably European. The oldest known origins come from Northern Europe, from Siberia, from present-day Russia, but it is also very prevalent, very present in Africa, in the Mediterranean area, and in America, throughout America. Since the beginning of the settlement of the continent, shamanism appears. There is evidence of the presence of shamans, both male and female, in America since the first waves of people who began to colonize, to inhabit the African continent. As I mentioned, in all cultures there are shamans, both male and female, and in all cultures their services are utilized. In many cities in America, when I go to visit a shaman, male or female, to have a cleansing done, or to get a rebalancing, or to be diagnosed, to be told, do you have a spirit attached to you, or do you need silence, or do you need to nourish yourself in a more appropriate way? They do this using healing techniques, interpretation, vision that include elements of all kinds, stones, ceremonies, music, mushrooms, hallucinogens, hallucinogenic plants. Well, there is a lot of everything. There is a lot of diversity. I have a lot of experience having worked. I have been a disciple of a shaman for years, and we used things like peyote for introspection, to search within ourselves. It's very interesting. I no longer use that, but I did use it with excellent results. Shamanism incorporates elements such as, for example, the totem, the power animal, the nahuatl. And to understand this, in the monograph we have in the course, we use a section that is about power animals from the perspective of the Mayan cultures of Guatemala and southern Mexico. These cultures attribute to each being a power animal, or two or three, depending on the situations. The power animal is your totem, your protector. It is linked to you, it connects with you, and accompanies you for the rest of your life. There is always a power animal, always that is part of your being and that grants you qualities from that power animal. If your power animal is the jaguar, you will have elements of the jaguar in your personality and behavior. If your power animal is the rat, you will have elements of the rat. And that would be your nahuatl, your permanent power animal, the one that is part of you, the one that is you, and the one that is always protecting and guiding you. And then there is the tonal, which is a different concept from the nahual. The tonal is a transitory state that requires the support of a power animal for a little while, and you can be, for example, an eagle, and that is your nahual, your permanent power animal, and be in a mouse phase. Mouse. So you are an eagle, but you have a need to have some of the qualities of the mouse to navigate through that special period you are going through. And when that phase of your life ends, the nahuatl mouse leaves you. Your tonal, which is your second transitory nahual, leaves you and lets you remain the big power animal you were. In your Kinequantica course, we teach you to diagnose and verify what your power animal is or that of your patient. It's very simple. You have a list in the Shamanism and Power Animals notebook. You have a list of power animals. I do it this way. I ask for permission to test the power animal. If it says yes, it confirms. I ask, is it a feline? Is it a mammal? Is it a reptile? Is it an insect? Is it a bird? And so I go on verifying. It tells me it's a reptile then. I look to see which reptiles there are. Is it a snake? Is it a caiman? Then, among the reptiles that exist as power animals, I test and find which ones. If it tells me it's a reptile, it's a crocodile, then I verify. Is it a crocodile? The power animal. Yes. Record confirm. Yes, it's the crocodile. And I tell my patient, look, this is a power animal and it has these characteristics. In that way, I don't know. When what I want is to verify in what state, in what tonal state the person is. Yes. In what? What is their second power animal that is currently active, temporary? I test it the same way. I ask tonal, yes. And I go through the list until I find it. Or I do it by groups of animals. It's a bird, it's a feline, it's a mammal, it's a reptile. Or I take the list and start testing 1, 2, 3, 4, from 1 to 10, from 10 to 20, from 20 to 30. There are 52 in total until I find it. In that way, I use the power animals. And in that way, I conceptualize shamanism. Notice that you and I are shamans of the 21st century. We are the heirs of that very long lineage. If you can see your lineage, you will see that immediately healers, curanderos, and herbalists start to appear. Those people will always appear in your lineage. We are the continuation in the lineage of our predecessors. Shamans, both male and female, you and I are shamans. So start assuming that wonderful condition, and in the meantime enjoy it. And be very happy. A kiss.